You didn't leave them because you were weak. You left because you finally figured out the game. And the moment a narcissist realizes they can no longer break you, that you stopped flinching, stopped apologizing, stopped shrinking, something shifts in them. They don't walk away, they upgrade their weapon. This is the part nobody warns you about. Hi, this is Dr. Elena Voss. If this kind of content helps you, hit subscribe. Here's what's fascinating about narcissistic behavior from a psychological standpoint. They're wired to seek what researchers call narcissistic supply: validation, control, emotional reaction. When you were easy to destabilize, you were a reliable source. But strength, boundaries, indifference, that reads to them like a threat. And threatened people, especially ones with zero emotional regulation, don't retreat. They escalate. So what's the last dirty trick? They reframe your strength as the problem. Not subtly either. They start telling your mutual friends you've become cold. They tell your family you've changed, and not in a good way. They paint a picture where your healing looks like cruelty, where your boundaries look like aggression, where your silence looks like guilt. It's a breathtaking move, honestly, because it flips the entire script. Suddenly, the person doing the most damage is positioning themselves as the one who got hurt. Psychologists call this DARVO: deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. It's documented, it's deliberate, and it works on people who don't know to look for it. Here's a fun fact that might make your jaw drop. Studies on narcissistic personality traits consistently show that individuals who score high on narcissism are significantly better at reading social cues than average. They just use that skill to manipulate rather than connect. They know exactly which people in your circle are most likely to doubt you. They go there first. The goal isn't to win you back. The goal is to make sure you don't win at all. They want you second-guessing yourself again. They want you showing up to defend your character, explaining your choices, proving you're not the villain they've described. Because the moment you do that, you're back in the game. You're reacting. You're giving them the attention that your silence was starving them of. This is why the trick is so effective. It doesn't require them to have any real power over you anymore. It borrows power from your own sense of fairness. You're a good person. Good people don't let lies go unanswered. And they know that. The countermove is almost offensively simple, and also one of the hardest things you'll ever do. Nothing. Not silence born of fear, silence born of clarity. You already know what happened. The people who genuinely know you know too. And anyone who believes a narrative that conveniently casts the narcissist as a helpless victim without ever hearing your side, that tells you something important about them as well. Your reputation surviving this isn't about defending yourself loudly. It's about living in a way that makes the story unbelievable over time. One last thing worth knowing. This final trick usually means you won, not in a petty way, in a real way. They wouldn't need to destroy your image if they still had the ability to destroy your peace. The smear campaign is the white flag dressed up as a grenade. So if you're in this right now, going through exactly what we just described, drop a comment below. Tell me where you're at. Not because misery loves company, but because sometimes the most grounding thing in the world is reading a comment from a stranger that says, "Me too," and realizing you are never as alone in this as they needed you to believe.